Sorry for the ominous looking setup right now. I'm on vacation in Chatham, Cape Cod, but that's not going to stop me to talk about my favorite wiffle ball team as the Coastal Cobras win their first win of the season in their second series of the season against the Metro Magic 2-1. There is one story with this game and one story only. The Red Baron, the first overall draft pick in 2021, Brendan Baranowski. I'm going to go through a lot of things about that game, or this series. We're going to go game 1, 2, and 3 like we usually do. I'm going to talk about little things like how I think Sean Flynn had a really strong game. Like I usually say, he's my favorite player of all time. How I think Drew Davis is probably the best manager in the league by this point, and how Brendan Baranowski can safely be put in the Cy Young conversation by this point of the season. So let's start with game 1. Game 1 was a complete detonation by the Cobras. Jackson Chadwick cannot find the strike zone. It was very upsetting for him. You can see him getting frustrated, not just at the mound, but at the plate as well. You can see that he wanted to get it going. He just couldn't. It was upsetting for him, but that's how the Cobras like to roll. You have the two fastest players in the league, Sean Flynn and Andy Duran, that if you let them get on base, they're going to cause havoc, and that's what they did. They got on base. They got walks. Drew Davis looked just fine, and that's how game 1 went. Brendan Baranowski's drop ball could not be stopped in game 1 and game 2. But let me explain something about Brendan Baranowski's drop ball that I find interesting. It's not like Jimmy Norp's drop ball or Sawyer Bean's drop ball, which we'll get to. It's not where it goes super high in the air, then just comes back down. No, it stuns you. It is one quick movement. Instead of just going way high and then way down, it just goes like that. Just one quick movement, it stuns you, and he places it perfectly high in the zone, whether it be on this side, that side, the middle. He finds it perfectly. He will not hit it off of him anytime. You'll maybe foul it off, but you're not going to get anything. His drop ball is incredible. He's incredible, and that's how game 1 went for the Cobras, a detonation. Game 2 is a bit more interesting. Cobras obviously did not have home field advantage for this series. They only got home field for game 2 as Magic got game 1 and game 3, but that did not stop them from taking advantage of home field when they need to. With a guy on third base and I believe third base in Sean Flynn and Andy Duran with 2 strikes on him. After he had a very disappointing game up to that point, honestly, he came up clutch with a home run, a walk-off home run, just over the monster, off near the knob of the bat almost. It kind of went above his hands almost. He kind of just squeezed it, and he hit it to the right part of the field for a home run. It looked, more left part of the field, but looked very weird off the bat, but it doesn't matter to them. And might I just say, I have not seen the Cobras that hype over a win in a while. I saw Baranowski, Davis, Sean Flynn sprinting to home plate, Gus and Bean just spill off the bench screaming. Bro, like when Sean Flynn was done running, he fist pumped his way almost to the other side of the meadows. That's how hyped they were. And they all jumped on Andy Duran. I have not seen them that happy. As a fan of the team, I know I'm gonna sound really cheesy with this, but that energy, you feel like a part of the team when that happens. By the way, I am trying to get the Moxie jersey for this squad. Like I said, I'm on vacation. It's an expensive jersey, $74. I wanted to get it for this video, just didn't really happen, but I'm hoping I can get it soon. It will be custom made. It will have my actual last name on it though, if I get it. But yeah, I've not seen that team so hype in a while. They just spilled off the bench. And another story about that game was Brendan Baranowski. He struck out, like I said, in game 1 and game 2. Kyle Schwartz gave us this fact heading into game 3 that he struck out 23 of the 24 possible outs. And the out that he did get, that was a strikeout, that was a pop fly to Drew Davis, was almost a double play. He almost got Jason Chadwick going back to first base. He is so good. Now you can safely put Dallas Allen and Brendan Baranowski in the Cy Young conversation. 2 different sides of the league, the A on the NL, have 2 pitchers from the 2021 draft class, from the Wiffle and the tournament, that are looking really good. Daniel Schultz and Drew Davis are looking like geniuses at the moment. Game 3, we have We have Moy Bean, Sawyer Bean on the mound. And bro, he looked good. He gave us a pitch that I did not know he had. He gave us a fastball, a straight ball. I don't know why Kyle Schultz calls it a straight ball. I call it a fastball. But he gave us a fastball, which I did not know he had in his arsenal. Bro, that stunned some batters. Like, it stung Agner, it stung Curdy a few times. But I mean, you know Sawyer Bean, you know his pitch. He gave us the drop ball, bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 strikes. He gave us the drop ball to the captain, Jack Agner. He says, Wands down, and we go to extra innings. However, the former home run derby champion is not going to be fooled. He won that for a reason. He hits nukes. Jason Chadwick, credit where credit is due. I've always liked him. I've always thought he's a very almost underrated player in this league. Best player in the Magic by leaps and bounds. He hits a bomb to center field walk-off. And I'd like to say something about Drew Davis's 3-1 home run in Game 1 to make it 8-0. Obviously, it didn't mean anything in the aspect of the game. You saw him. By the way, Drew Davis just looks so cool when he's on fire. He's took the bat, threw it behind him. He knew that didn't mean anything. He knew he made it 8-1. He had faith in Baranowski. He knew that they weren't going to blow the lead. No celebration. Throws the bat behind him. That's game. That's when I knew that the Cobras were winning the series. When he just went, I'm out. That was insane to me. That's my captain. That was just... Drew Davis has always been an opposite field home run hitter. You can look back. I have always noticed it since really 2019 onwards. You can always look at it. You know, he's always liked to hit the ball to the opposite field. Bro, he crushed that wiffle ball, bro. Having an MVP caliber season last year, he comes back here. He's making us Cobras fans a bunch of happy humans. And even though I'm off on vacation, this just made it that much better. Takeaways. Drew Davis genuinely might be one of the best managers in the league. Because the thing with Drew Davis is that he's not... Like, I would say my example for a safe manager is Kyle Schultz. He's been around the league for literally as long as I've been alive. I'm only a couple months older than MLW. He's been around the league for 13 years. He's like 20-something. He's the commissioner of the league. He knows everyone around there. He knows the players. He's very safe. He doesn't like to change up his roster a lot. I would also like to say Jimmy Norp as well. But Jimmy Norp and Kyle Schultz both have one thing in common. They are incredible leaders. I like to believe in their actual baseball teams. They have the C on their jersey, if they do that for baseball, because I'm a hockey fan. But, like, they have the C on their jersey because they're just incredible leaders, especially Jimmy Norp. But the reason I say Drew Davis is because he does something that's not typical. He did the closer thing, even though it didn't work, but that could for sure work later. He drafted a little bit off the board, going with Sawyer being a really young 17-year-old. He picked up Sean Flynn, who won Rookie of the Year in 2019 from free agency. He's the best manager in the league, and he's always out trying to make trades. He just haven't found anything yet. He drafted off the board to get Gus, who's a fan favorite for us Cobras fans, and he's also a good depth option if you ever need supplementary hitting. And to wrap all that off in a nice little bow, he's also an incredible leader. He can bring teammates closer together just by his own presence. I do believe Drew Davis is one of the best managers in the league that is not biased at all. He's just that type of guy that should be wearing the C on his jersey for every single game. Sean Flynn, I thought, had a good game. Andy Duran, I thought, had a huge bounce back game. I think he listened to the advice I gave. He did not swing at a lot of bad pitches, although that is a habit of his. If you look at Drew Davis' mic'd up, he's swinging at a pitch that was up here. But obviously it's a habit of his. But I think he did a lot better today. But I think, obviously, by the end of the season, obviously the Cobras played last every single slate. So... something to improve on. So they're going to play last May. They did. Obviously today they play the last June, and they'll play the last July, and then playoff time in about 2 months. So Brandon Baranowski, my last point, my third point after the games. Cy Young conversation. Also, Sawyer being Rookie of the Year conversation, if he can just get the bat on the ball a little more. But yeah, Cy Young conversation right now. Dallas Allen. What am I saying? Dallas Allen, Brandon Baranowski, Jimmy Norp, Kyle Schultz, Cy Young conversation, but mostly the first two, the guys in 2021 draft class, Dallas Allen and Brandon Baranowski, huge contributors to their team in their last series. But that is it for this one. Appreciate you guys. Bye. Be safe. Don't text and drive. Go Cobras.